And we're live. Good evening, everyone. It is Friday, January 14th. Hopefully I've got the mic turned on. The time is 8:33 p.m. and let's check the temperature outside. It's kind of a cold one tonight. It is minus 14, and with the wind chill, it actually feels quite a bit colder than that. I think it's around minus 21 or minus 22 with the wind chill, so that might explain why we're keeping warm inside tonight rather than going outside. And I do apologize. I only got outside and did one live stream in the last week, and I picked the coldest possible day to do it. Well, other than today, but here we are. Thanks for stopping in. And you might have noticed I changed the intro. So that's what I was doing the 20 minutes before this live stream. And that footage is courtesy of Patrick Tommaso. So thank you, Patrick, for putting together that footage. You don't know that I used it, but you did make it freely available. So thank you. And I hope you guys liked it and found it an improvement. I'll probably have fun with that and change the intro from time to time. And if this is your first time tuning into one of these Friday night streams, what we're going to be doing is playing some footage that I recorded for this live stream. Well, mostly for this live stream, while we hang out, and I'll answer some of your questions, and we'll just kind of keep things casual. And that's pretty much all there is to it. And just before I start, the last piece of merch that I ordered did come in. I did just pull it out of the sink because I've been using it, so it might look a little glossy thanks to the lights I have, but my Johnny Strides mug has arrived. And we will be having a Great Lakes Brewery Canuck Pale Ale. So maybe once I'm done this, we'll have a coffee. And hello to everyone in the chat. I see Kathleen, Ali, Sanjay, Marie Palmer, Chris, Richard, Godwin, Marcia, Kaplan, Marie and Brad Palmer, Tara, Michelle, Susan, Brandon, Ali BHG. I'm sure I'm reading some of your names twice. Vivian Johnson, Revview, Sanjay and Kingston. Thank you for the 99 cents. And thank you to everyone for joining in. Let's see what the poll says here. I have a night video as well, and I kind of wanted to save that. I think it's the best one for a little bit later rather than just play it on the onset. So the 505 Dundas streetcar will be the first video we watch. I recorded 4 videos throughout the week. 2 streetcar rides, 1 day walking video, and which I recorded actually this morning, and a night walking video which I recorded last night. So let's get that Dundas streetcar ride going. There we go. Hopefully the volume will be okay, and you'll be able to hear a combination of the sight or the sights it sounds. You're not going to hear the sights, but you'll be able to hear the sounds of the streetcar along with my jibber jabber on top of that. Review says I read his twice or read yours twice too. And it looks like we've got about a 25-second delay tonight between, or a lag between what you see and what I see. So hopefully that's not a big issue. Usually the bigger the lag, the less connection problems we'll have. So we'll cross our fingers on that one. Let's get started on this beer. So here I am boarding the Dundas streetcar at Ossington. You might recall not too long ago, I think about a week ago, I recorded a video where I walked along Dundas Street West and then I went down Ossington. I ended up just going back up Ossington and hopping on the streetcar. And I took that to Dundas Square, and this is that video. I recorded the trip. So we're going to watch this. Then we'll play a walking video, then maybe a streetcar video, and then maybe we'll finish up with that night video. But this is Ossington and Dundas, traveling east on the south side, of course, because we drive on the right in Canada. And I did not use my CPL filter on this. I have been bringing it with me, but you'll notice there's a bit of glare in the window. The CPL filter cuts that down a little bit. It doesn't make it perfect, but it makes it better. But what can we do? I'm just being nitpicky. Speaking of being nitpicky, last night I recorded a night walk that was supposed to be tomorrow morning's video, but Dummy over here didn't notice that my backpack and my jacket were kind of making a swishy kind of noise, and there was just no way to mitigate it. I tried everything in software and I was able to eliminate the noise, but then I killed certain frequencies and wind. I'll get to that question in a second, Godwin. Wind and other things got interrupted and it didn't sound good. So I actually, before this stream, ran out and recorded a new night video to replace that. Because there's some extra processing involved, I probably won't have the night video ready for tomorrow morning. So if I can, I'll do it. If not, that'll be on Sunday, and the video I recorded this morning will be on tomorrow morning, and that's a rather long cold walk. So I do have content coming, and tomorrow I am leaving Toronto. I'm going somewhere, just on a little day trip. I have a reason to leave the city and take care of something, but I'm going to bring my camera. So it's a city I have never recorded from before. So hopefully we have something new to look forward to early next week. And feel free to ask me any questions. I might not get to them. There's a lot of questions going on these streams. So please don't be offended if I don't, but feel free to ask. And if I can, I will. Godwin says, which motherboard should I get? A B550 Asus or MSI for Ryzen? The 550s, you'll support the newer PCI. Honestly, for that chip, I would just get the cheapest one. Maybe look at the case size you're getting. Did you buy a small case? Get a micro? I like micro. I like to do a small case, small board. Both my computers are, but I don't know enough about that. But B550 would be the way to go. Where are you going to? We are going to Dundas Square, and then when we get there, we're going to play another video. That is nasty, Randy. I will not repeat what you said, but we'll let that live in the chat. And earlier today on the Johnny Stumbles channel, I was kind of obligated to make a video on a product because a company reached out to me and said, can we send you something in exchange for doing a video? And I was like, usually I'm very skeptical of that because they want you to say something positive. I don't want to shill anything. And they wanted it to be on the Strides channel, and I countered no. But since I really want this thing that you want to send me, how about I do it on the Stumbles channel? So they sent me an item, and I made a video about it. I wasn't obligated to say anything positive. They didn't pay me anything. So it was my first time doing this kind of video. So if you're curious as to how that came out, you can check out my other channel, Johnny Stumbles. It's not really a review. It's just me giving some impressions and explaining a product. It's a wireless charging case for my audio system. Something I'm sure 95% of my audience wouldn't gravitate to because they probably don't have that audio set. But hey, it was fun. And like I said, it was my first time doing that type of thing. So I kind of do videos more for fun. So even though it's a product overview, I try to have fun with it and play around with the green screen. So there might be more stuff like that in the future, but I don't know. It was fun to do something a little different and pretend I'm a real YouTuber. The real man says, yeah, he saw that video. Sabrina's been looking for an office chair for so long. Any suggestions on what stores to go to? Money is no object. Go to Herman Miller. I think there's they have a retailer in the Manulife Center. If money is an object, I have no idea. I got this thing from Amazon, and I'm more of a gaming chair kind of guy. Jeanette says I did a great job. Thank you, Jeanette, and I hope you're doing well down in Houston. And we are waiting at a light as I'm awkwardly sitting. I need to find a way to mount my camera so I can just go hands-free, so I can get it nice and close to the glass. Because I'm using one of these cameras with it, although this actual camera is broken. And I'm recording it out the side, and I have this filter on it. This tiny little filter here is a CPL filter. And that's good for like reducing reflections and stuff, especially if you're looking at like water or glass, any type of surface that has a heavy reflection. This is good for. But I'm actually holding this with my hand like right up to the glass the whole time. So I need to get some 3M sticky mounts or something and find a way to do this so I can just chill on the subway while I record these videos. They keep banning me. Says hello from Acton and Halton Hills. Well, hello. I hope you don't get banned on here tonight, mods. Susan says this is near Alexandra Park. It is, as we are going down Dundas. Any edibles tonight? You want to... Randy C says he has some gummies. No, I don't think we're going to do edibles. That's more of a Sunday night Johnny Stumbles thing. How many viewers do we have? I don't have my thing up right now. Ooh, over 200. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I'm going to try to get out and do more streams out in the wild next week. I probably won't stream this weekend other than Sunday night on Stumbles, but I'll try to do 2 or 3. Oh, I dropped the camera there. I was trying to hold it. I was trying to see if it would stand up on its own because, well, I got a little tired of holding it. I got to reinvent how to do this. And there's Toronto Western Hospital. Yeah, he says, am I going to Waterloo tomorrow? No, we are not going to Waterloo. Richard Bishop wants the useless one to fix it. It actually needs a new camera lens. So I'm debating sending this in because you have to pay a $70 service fee to DJI because it's out of warranty. And then I'm going to end up spending $300 when replacing it is like $450. It needs a whole new module on the lens. I've already talked to support. There's really no way to circumvent that without using their part, unfortunately. You could take a part from another one that's broken for other reasons and put it in there if you're handy enough. Clayton Crawford says, but you are driving to Richmond Hill. No, I am not driving anywhere. Brandon says, I guess he's going to Pickering. I said city, not, well, you get the idea. Mike T, channel member in the chat. Randy C says day trip to Brampton. It is GTA-ish. It's on like the outskirts of the GTA. And that is all I will reveal. Maybe Sunday night I'll reveal some more. Are you going to Winnipeg? No. That's a big fat no. We are not going to Winnipeg. And we are rolling through Chinatown right now. Randy says, what's a Friday night without strides? Remember the good old days when I used to go outside and freeze my ass off and walk around a cold city for you guys? What happened to that guy? Chris Mills says, Beaverton. I'll leave the guessing to you guys. How's the audio, by the way? Let me see. I want to make sure. Let me mute. Okay, I don't think you could quite hear the streetcar sounds enough. I turned it up. Hopefully that is better. Matthew says, good evening. Good evening. Susan was in Chinatown for TNT Supermarket today. Hints about the direction? Nah. We're going to leave it at that. There's no GO train on Lakeshore West tomorrow. Good thing I'm getting a ride, not in a GO train. Just says your audio would not work if you're outside. Yeah, I tested that. And Clayton Crawford says excellent audio. And the key to my iPhone not crapping out, I was looking for my iPhone, then I realized I'm using it as the webcam, is I have to leave the lightning cable in before I take it out into the cold. I was playing around with it on my balcony. If it's already outside and I plug into it, it just decides to stop working. But if I have the cable into it and it already when I bring it outside, it does work. So I think it might have to do with condensation or moisture or something getting to the port. And it was like, what, minus 20 or something ridiculous? Or I think it was minus 10. Still ridiculous. So I don't think these things are rated to work properly in those temperatures, so I'm just gonna have to keep the cable in it at all times. Yes, Godwin, you better stop. But no, that is that is not it. Yes, I have heard they're running GO trains from Toronto to London. What we really need is a high-speed train. We should have a rail corridor that can do that by now. McCallie says he's from Russia, lived in Toronto for a month. Toronto is the best city. Why? The city of Toronto says thank you. And if I were looking out the other window, we'd be seeing the Art Gallery of Ontario in a moment. But there is the Italian consulate.
Please look right for traffic when exiting.
Susan says a monorail. Your eyeglasses make clicking noise at minus 10 degrees. Yeah, I don't think a lot of our stuff is designed to be used out in that cold.
Next stop, Midtown Street.
Virtuous Vampire. The people in your current town are so slow. Slow walking or slow driving? Well, I'm glad you appreciated the videos. Marcus commenting on the nice red cart.
Please look right for traffic when exiting.
Matthew, that would be pretty neat. Isn't it Greyhound that folded up shop in Canada, unfortunately? Feedback, the Stumbles afternoon show, very, very good. When you teach people, they can go back and listen if they miss information. Yeah, he thinks I'm going to either Mississauga, Oakville, or Etobicoke. Sanko was opened, got some sushi triangles. TNT doesn't make it as good as Sanko or Susan's talking about. Sanko is in West Queen West. You must live pretty close to there. Via has new trains. Yeah, I've seen them on RM Transit's channel, actually. Yeah, I don't know if she was actually going to do that, Andrew, but that was certainly on the drawing board. A lot of politicians draw up plans that far over, or that would require action in a future term in order to come into fruition. It's kind of win-win. It might help them get elected, and if they lose, their party can blame the current party in power for not doing the thing they said they were going to do. Action Kid says, I rode a streetcar like this today. Action Kid, where the heck were you to ride a streetcar? And welcome to a Friday night stream, Action Kid, the legend. For once, he is not outside streaming. I think you streamed, what, 6 times last week to my 1? Check out Nations at Keele and St. Clair at the Junction sometimes. They got good Japanese stuff along with Chinese groceries. G-Corb was in the premiere this morning. Johnny, don't you have a Discord server? No, but Action Kid has a Discord server. I just have my 24/7 stream on Stumbles, so if you want to hang out and chat, that is the place to do it on the 24/7 stream. There is a chat. I do pop in several times a day, unless I'm super busy. There's usually mods in and out, and a number of regulars that you'll see in the community will hang out there throughout the day, so it's kind of fun. It's just a place to chat. I don't think I have a big enough viewer base to justify a Discord server, but Action Kid has one, so head over there if that's something you're interested in. Sanjay says Action Kid streamed for hours today. He always does. I did one stream for an hour and 10 minutes on Tuesday. I don't think doing what I'm doing now really counts as a stream like that. Johnny, do you have a Twitter account? No, there is a Twitter account called Johnny Strides, but it is not me. I think Twitter is not for me. I have an Instagram account. And where are we? We are riding through Little Tokyo, it looks like. Island boy, love the life. The nice people from the Bahamas. That is you? That I met down on Tuesday on Bremner Boulevard. I met a couple of people in the freezing cold who are here from the Bahamas. Well, it was very nice to meet you. Sanjay likes modding the 24/7 stream. What happened to Action Kids Toe? You think there might be a new Amtrak route to Toronto from Detroit? Good. The one to New York is kind of a pain in the ass, and I don't even know if it's running right now during the pandemic, but it requires a rather lengthy border stop and a train transfer. Like, at that point, just take a Porter Airlines or hop on a quick flight. Johnny, does your arm ever get tired holding the gimbal on your walks? No, I don't. Not really. Sometimes I switch to my left hand, but not really. I think you just kind of build up strength and tolerance for it. Ali BHG says he almost tripped. So I think the videos tonight will run about an hour and 40 in total. I think there's some short ones. We'll play a short one next. And then I have a night video that I recorded last night that maybe we'll finish it up with, since it's the best one. At least in my opinion, it's the best one. This one, I forgot to mention, I actually posted this for channel and Patreon members because I haven't yet done a members video this month. So I put this one up for channel members. So they can watch this in 4K. Not in 1080p with some annoying guy sitting in front of the screen. And we are just about at Yonge and Dundas. So I'm going to head down into the station here. You want to add a bucket list sleep car to BC? That sounds like fun. As long as you fly back. I don't think you could do that. Johnny, did you get your CIP? No, I am like too short of it. I am proudly too short of my CIP, and I will probably never finish it. Johnny, and I've been too short of it for like the last 16 years. Oops. Johnny, how many A&W Beyond Meat burgers could you eat in one city, like in eating contest? I don't, maybe 4 if I did my best. I don't think I could do more than that. Just reading some of your chats, including a weird one that was held for review. CIP is Certified Insurance Professional. It's just a designation. Okay, that video ended. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to play a video that I just recorded this morning. It's a rather short video. So that was 1 of 4. Here comes the shortest one of the night. And this one was recorded this morning on my way back from recording a video that's probably now going to be tomorrow morning's video. So if you watch my channel regularly, this area should be relatively familiar. Alex says, are you saving for retirement? What is your goal retirement age? I've got the TFSA maxed out, which I think is the first thing anyone without any debt should do. Max out your TFSA, and I do have an RSP and some other things. Retirement age 60, 65. That's I don't know what I'll be doing. Probably not walking around cities with a camera. We'll probably just be able to go on Google and do that in real time all you want. So I don't know. Who knows what I'll be doing? Maybe I'll be back at a desk looking at spreadsheets all day. But yeah, I think 60s is a good time. I don't have kids, so it's kind of a nice thing, and I have a cheap apartment, so I don't know. We'll see. Susan says Davisville. Yes, this is RM Transit's favorite subway station, Davisville Station, also where the TTC headquarters are located. So I'm just going to walk here. We're going to go get my lunch. What do you guys think I got for lunch? So that's what this walk is. This is a walk to get some food. Jeanette, $5. Good night, Johnny and everyone. Sleepy time for me. Thank you, Jeanette. Wow, and it must be later than there? Are you an hour? No, you must be earlier. Jeanette, very early in Houston, but have a good night. Thank you for your support. And thank you for ordering some merch as well. Thanks, Jeanette. I'm waiting to see if the guy reads the notification, but he hasn't yet. Sanjay says, do you want to have kids, Johnny? Leaning towards
GN
no.
Johnny and everyone, smiley face, sleepy time for me, sleeping face.
Sanjay has 3. Yeah, he is guessing Popeyes. I did go to Popeyes on a prior video that I did on Johnny Stumbles. Susan says, Dave's Hot Chicken. You know, that might be it. That might be it. You know it's on the way. Carol guesses KFC. Randy says A&W. Sanjay says kids are expensive but fun. I used to teach kids. They are very, very expensive. And especially if you don't have family daycare arrangements. Whew. Baby seal steaks with a scribe. Ooh, very close, but not quite. I'm going to turn this volume up a little bit on the video. Christo says, any good Chinese restaurants near you? There's one called C'est Bon, which is north at Blythewood and Yonge Street. That's quite good. I've ordered from there before. And you know what? Don't hate it, but kind of like the Mandarin. It's one of those places that people just roll their eyes and get all snobby at and say no, but I think the Mandarin is all right for what it is. And their delivery is actually pretty good. See, I'm not going to be a snob. I like the Mandarin. What are you going to do about it? Kevin's kids are expensive, but he loves them because they say I have to. I think there's more to it than that. All right, Rod, welcome to the Lazy YouTuber Drinking Club. C'est Bon is a Chinese food place. It is, Connie. It's quite good. But for the record, I've never been to this Mandarin. I have never been there. But I have ordered a delivery from them like 3 times. And it's been dirt cheap and very good all 3 times. Brandon says Firehouse is the best. Yogi doesn't do kids. I hope you don't do kids. Where are you going with that? Just kidding. Portuguese food is good too. Just reading some of your messages. So we're heading north through the Yonge and Davisville neighborhood. I think this one's only going to take about 6 minutes or so for me to find a place where I'm going to get my food. You took the Up Express from Pearson to Union to see Metallica at the Sky Dome. I'm not sure why you called it that other name back in 2017. Such a great night. I started watching like a Metallica documentary on Amazon Prime, I think it was, the other night. It was either Prime or Crave or one of those. But it's amazing that they're still going. And they still look pretty young, too. The Big Mandarin in Brampton is A-OK, says Randy C. Yeah, he is hoping if Omicron calms down. I think a lot of signs tend to indicate that this is like the peak. Ottawa waste analysis seems to indicate that they have peaked. Boston seems to indicate that they have peaked. A lot of places. The problem is once you peak, there's a lag between your hospital activity. So we're still like 2 weeks from knowing what it's actually going to look like. But it looks like in February that might be possible. We might be... I mean, this is something that you can't really mitigate against. We're all going to get it anyways. Even Lawrence Lowe, like the top doctor in Peel, said that. It's just silly to run from it or think that you can avoid getting it. If you're vaccinated, you're still going to get it. You're just not going to die. So yeah, it looks like it's ripping through the population, like it or not. So hopefully that's a good sign, right? Hopefully that means elective surgeries can resume, because it's just absolutely tragic that, you know, there's people not getting surgeries they need. And I don't know why I'm going on about this, but oh yeah, because we're going to go for a walk next week. So hopefully, or next month, hopefully that's possible. I'm thinking if there's going to be a time where it's shitty, now is probably the best time when it's cold and people don't really want to go out anyways, unless you're a walking YouTuber. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm personally just waiting. I don't know what it's like to do this channel without a pandemic, right? Before the pandemic, I wasn't full-time. I was just doing it part-time, and I was recording my walks without talking. None of my videos were narrated. So I want to experience just being able to go places and not worry about stuff. Richard could teach me quickly how to make Metallica sounds in 15 minutes. Isn't there a YouTube video that could probably teach me how to do that? Ali, I don't know. Yeah, he has said he wants to. We still need to get Dylan Reynolds in on the channel. Where is Dylan Reynolds at? Hey, Dylan Reynolds, where are you? Oh man, I haven't done that voice in a long time. Virtuous Vampire says your mom's nursing home, half now have COVID and 12 staff. Yeah, like I said, it's unavoidable. You can't, it's something you can't mitigate against. It's going to hit. The good news is that'll be 12 people pretty soon that don't have to worry about it anymore. You haven't done much biking lately. Yeah, my bike is out of service. I have not yet got it fixed. I do have my single speed, so we'll find a nice day and we'll go do a bike ride soon. I've said that a lot though. Devin says, welcome back, Dylan Reynolds. Hello, Naughty. I've been well. How long have you been on? Oh, 32 minutes, 33 minutes. Now we are heading north up towards Yonge and Eglinton, and there's the old art shop condos. Yeah, the art shop condos closed down both of their locations. Yeah, JK, I saw that. The guy who had like 20 shots. Michelle Briggs misses the Dylan Reynolds voice. It'll be great to see a collab in Pickering. Yeah, hopefully this will be the summer of Dylan Reynolds. What a weird way to say that. JS seems ultra chill right now, I think. Spees, it's Friday. We're just chilling. We're just chilling. I ran out like a chicken without a head just before the stream making a video. So I had an extra one because last night's didn't exactly work out. How long can you stand outside in the weather that is tonight? Tyler, as long as you're moving and you've got like your ears covered and gloves and you're dressed warm, I don't think there's any limit. But as soon as you stand, yeah, you start to feel it. Or as soon as you stop, not stand. But for me, yeah, I could go out and I could walk. I mean, you'll get a... That's one cool thing about wearing a mask is they tend to... You don't get that runny nose so much. The Real Gumby says, is Mandarin still around Yonge and Eglinton? Yeah, it's right across the street. Just up here on the left, actually. Is TO even worth visiting this spring? It should be if the restrictions are lifted. If you can't go to restaurants, I wouldn't visit. But it's looking like that won't be the case. You'll be able to do it. How cold is it in the 6 right now? There's your answer. It is minus 15. Randy C., that was a TD Melosh Monix building. And then when they dropped the Melosh Monix branding, it was just TD Insurance, even though it was, they specified in their group coverage. And now it has been torn down and it's turning into what else? A condo. And TD Insurance had another building on the West Mall at the Valhalla Executive Center, and that recently got torn down. So I used to know a ton of people that worked in both of those buildings, and I don't know where they're located anymore. Shake Shack should come to the 6th. Yes, it should. Toronto is so nice when it's minus a billion outside. Carmen Walker says, happy Friday, Johnny. Have you been out for any late night walks? Yeah, I did an after midnight walk through North York earlier this week. You sat a few seats from me on the subway around 1:45 a few days ago. LOL. Oh. It's people can say hi if you recognize me as long as you're friendly and you don't want to. I don't know, but just yeah, you can say hi. That's fine. Carol Perry loved the Valhalla. What is your favorite country? This one? Country to visit? If I'm feeling spendy, Japan. If not, Thailand. I kind of like that part of the world in general. It's just, I used to live over there. It's fun. What is your go-to boot to use in these winters? I'm more of a shoe boot kind of guy. I just like a reinforced shoe. I wear Columbias that are waterproof and they're quite warm and they handle the weather quite well. Carol Perry says many work gatherings there. Oh. Carmen says you were going to say hi, lol, next time. Okay. Feel free to say hi. Unfortunately, this feature isn't available in your region when you tried to do a super sticker. Dadzino. Well, thanks for having the thought. It is it's always appreciated, but I understand. MKC update. Happy Friday. You're from Indonesia. Still remember you. I'm not sure exactly who you are. Did I meet you in Indonesia? I've been to Bali once. And I did have this channel when I was in Bali. This was like right when I started this channel. Susan says Japan is expensive. Can't visit many places in one visit. Sure you can. You could go to Osaka and you could stay at Osaka. You could see Kyoto. You could see Nara. And Kobe. 4 cities. All within like a $5 train ride of each other. Or, you could take a high-speed train to Tokyo. But then you're starting to get expensive. TD Insurance is now located at Victoria Park and Steeles. Ooh. I would not be working there anymore if I ever worked there, if that was the case. Thank you, William. Do you like the U.S.? Of course. Why not? Thoughts on Quebec's controversial tax the unvaccinated bill? Not touching that with a 10-foot pole, John Donaldson. I'm not weighing in on that. As in, I don't know. It's cold on Lake Simcoe tonight, says Tara. I would imagine pretty much all the waterfronts are cold. And here's what I had for lunch. I forgot. I ended up going to Chipotle. So for those of you that guessed Dave's Hot Chicken or other places, we went to Chipotle. Okay, I've got 2 more videos to play. We're going to play one more streetcar ride, and then it's going to be a night walk that I recorded last night. This one I actually recorded on Tuesday as I was going to do that freezing cold live stream that I did. So I don't know if we're not quite at the halfway point. We've watched the 2 shortest videos. Now are the 2 longest videos, but yeah, we've got a streetcar ride coming up. Chris says, welcome to Chipotle. How may I help you? I'll have a rice bowl, brown rice, black beans, chicken as my protein. Give me medium salsa, please. And I'll have all the toppings except guacamole. Thank you. No drink. I'll pay with Visa. There we go. It's either that or I get the 3 hard shell tacos. Ali BHG has never been to Chipotle and doesn't plan on it. I think Chipotle is pretty solid. Jess says she guessed Chipotle. Are you still shooting 60 FPS at night? Say it ain't so. With my camera, there's virtually no difference between 30 and 60. I have been doing 30 and areas that aren't really well lit, but if it's really well lit, like Yonge Street, yes, I do 60. And I denoise them pretty good as well. Barbacoa hard shell tacos. I typically get the chicken from Chipotle these days. I just think it tastes really good. Deborah says no guacamole, sacrilege. You know, I like guac. I don't like paying $100,000 for guac. There are places that include guac. No Soul Kim says, hello, Johnny from South Korea. Annyeonghaseyo. Jonaden imida. Pembogaso. Have you eaten? That's just about all I remember from my days in Korea. Ali BHG says, this train looks cool. This is not a train. This is a streetcar. We're about to head on up to Queens Quay, and then I'm going to get my butt over to the exhibition loop. And then that's when I started my live stream that we lost audio on last time. Marcia agrees guacamole is the best. Godwin says you can load up on the veggies. Yeah, and you can get they have the fried veggies. They never offer them, but if you ask, they'll just put them on your thing and not charge you. Kevin says it's the streetcar that goes underground. Yeah, you can get the LRT experience in advance by hopping on the streetcar. Come on, Johnny. What's this boring recording here? Clearly just filling up time to stretch out the video by standing here recording it. Godwin says he loads up on cheese. Yahya says I skipped his comment. Your comment in here, or I don't know. I've been skipping comments lately. I can't read all your chats, guys. I already apologized for doing that. William says, chow mein, have a great night. All right, William, have a good night. You wonder if Darth Vader enjoyed guacamole? This is some shameless video stretching out right here. Yeah, the LRT trains are going to be a little bit shorter each, but there's going to be two of them stuck together. But it's not like an open gangway, I think. Yeah, I can't read all the comments, and I don't read them all out loud. You can also get the LRT experience by coming to Ottawa. Yes, I have bring a helmet. I have done a video riding the Ottawa LRT, and that's on this channel. How many people ask if you know Jordan Peterson just because you're Toronto? You know, nobody has asked me that. Didn't he go on like an all-meat diet and get kind of sick from that? I don't know too much about Jordan Peterson other than his interviews. I never really went down that rabbit hole, but I know he went on like this 100% meat diet, which sounds like an absolute terrible idea, but hey man, someone was willing to try it. Victor says, I haven't seen any good Mexican restaurants in Toronto. There's a few. There's one in Koreatown that's quite highly regarded. There was one in Kensington Market that Anthony Bourdain raved about, but that one closed. The Real Gumby says the Ottawa LRT has been a disaster. Ali says, I didn't take that one. No, there's two here. There's one streetcar turns up Spadina and goes up to Spadina Station. I need the streetcar that goes to Harborfront, the 509. Brandon says, remember Supersize Me? Yes. And him and Brogan. That's pretty much my Jordan Peterson exposure is him going on the Rogan show. Yeah, he almost got kicked from the mall today for recording. What were you recording with in what mall? Kenny C, you're welcome. I hope you enjoy it. Johnny, was Johnny just not in Chipotle? I was just in Chipotle. You'd like to find a good Indonesian restaurant in Toronto? I went to one. It's north of Yonge and Davisville. It's like an Indo-fusion restaurant, but it was fantastic. Why can't I remember the name of it? I'll see if I can find it here. I went there last summer and I ate on the patio and it was quite good. Where is it? I'm gonna see if it's still on Google Maps here. Is that it? Hopefully that's not it and they're just installing the sign. There's Tabuli. I think it's so new it is not on Google Maps yet. Don't. And I forget the name. But there is, in fact, an excellent Indonesian restaurant, at least according to me, just north of Yonge and Davisville. I just literally Googled Indonesian food. Little Sister, that is it. Look up Little Sister at Yonge and it's not going to be like Indonesian restaurant prices where you go and everything is like $1 like in Indonesia, but it's excellent, excellent food. So as soon as indoor dining is allowed, I would book a trip there. Yeah, Little Sister is the name, but it's kind of spendy for what it is, but I still found it to be excellent. Midnight Express says, Johnny, are you a fan of the Mandarin restaurant? You'll have to rewind the stream and watch earlier.
Next stop, Vids Key Station.
Null Soul Kim says, it's so interesting to keep watching a random guy walking down the street for weeks. You don't know why. I don't know why either. But glad that you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Susan says there's a Little Sister at Portland. I did not know that. On Portland Street. Hey, Johnny, do you cook? No, not really. I make a smoothie. There's a video of me making a smoothie on the Johnny Stumbles channel. Right. You're going to record the Eaton Center with your phone. Yeah, your phone's a bit noticeable. You'll want to use something a bit smaller and discreet. Andy Mudd, Johnny, I'm from Kitchener, moving to Toronto shortly. I hope. We have great all-you-can-eat sushi here. Which ones would you recommend there? Andy Mudd, thank you for your $5 super chat. As far as great all-you-can-eat sushi, there's one I used to go to that's pretty good at Yonge and Dundas. It's in the building that has the movie theater on the northeast corner. It used to be, that building really needs a name. But look that one up. Other than that, unfortunately, I don't have a recommendation. But thank
Johnny,
you so much for
I
the
am
$5.
from Kitchener, moving to Toronto shortly. I hope. We have great ace sushi here. Which ones you would recommend there?
Johnny looks comfy in that streetcar chair. Did you ever use a toilet in Japan? Yes, I have many times. Johnny, what's your favorite food? Cheese duck galbi? It's a Korean food. Dad Zeno says, shout out to his daughter Olivia in Mississauga. Well, shout out to Olivia. Ali BHG says, do more cooking videos. Yeah. Basic food prep. Maybe I'll do one on how to make a bowl of cereal.
Next stop,
There's an idea.
Harborfront.
Jess says, are you not allowed to record inside the Eaton Center? I've never had a problem with it, but I've never drawn attention to myself. So it's possible. It is technically, it's open to the public, but it is private, so you are at the mercy of their rules. How to boil water. Devin Sullivan. Yeah. Now we are heading west on Queens Quay along the waterfront. I apologize for some of the reflections in the glass. That's just not going to be avoidable when recording transit rides. So this is the second last video of the night. And then the last one, we're going to finish off with a walk-in video. And then I should be done my beer and I'll make a... Ooh, the colors on this mug do not pop on this because I've turned down the color spill. So my color settings on this camera don't do the mug justice. But this is much nicer in real life. Wow, it really mutes it. There's a Malay restaurant just west of Spadina on Dundas, says Kevin. And Alex at Sherway got told not to record. Again, guys, if you're going to record in malls, use these cameras. Just a little camera like this. And hold your phone in your left hand when you see security and kind of shield the camera with the phone. Or shield the phone. Yeah, shield the camera with the phone. And then look at the phone and look busy and don't make eye contact. That is the key. When I'm recording in malls, I'm usually walking around like this the whole time. And when I see security, it's like, shielded. Or switch. Okay, security's on that side. And the security just sees another guy walking around with a phone in his hand. Just a little pro tip. But I would never bring like my phone or one of these in a mall and walk around with like a phone on a gimbal. You're just asking for security to give you a hard time. Tom Bikes 416 is shameless product placement. A little bit shameless. Devin says he's going to need a bigger phone to cover up his camera. Maybe an iPad. Kevin says never make eye contact with security. No, just... And if they do ask you to leave or ask you to stop recording, I would just say, hey, I'm on my way out. I'm leaving. And just walk to the door. Respect what they say. I mean, it's their mall, their rules. I wouldn't fight the security guard. I would comply. I would just leave. I'd say, okay, I'm on my way out. Didn't know that. Thanks. And then I probably wouldn't record at that particular mall again just because it seems like the right thing to do after you've been told not to. Jess has a chest mount for the GoPro. That's cool, but you can't really point where it goes, right? Jazzy John is cautious when filming in airports or flights. I've recorded at Pearson several times. You can't record in security, but I think everywhere else you're allowed to record. Or just do what Tom Green did in the past. What did Tom Green do? I know he snuck into an art gallery in Ottawa and put his own art up. Then gotten shit for vandalizing his own art. That's true, Kevin. Don't do that. Yeah, Godwin, I mean, just be honest. Say, hey, I'm making a YouTube video. You could call it a vlog. But I've never really had any run-ins or issues with security. Other than that one time, right at Eglinton Station, the guy told me and Ken not to film there. And we were just like, okay, we'll just step outside. Thanks. Thanks for the pro tip. Tell them you're a fan of security or you're a huge fan of security and you just wanted to take your picture. That might work. Yes, Jess, that is certainly a detraction of the chest-mounted camera. Ali BHG saw them filming Paul Blart Mall Cop in Massachusetts. The Real Gumby says spoon and fork, all you can eat sushi across the GTA are good. Never had it. Comment Lord, coming soon to this channel this summer. Probably gonna go to Quebec City, so we can look forward to that. Went to Montreal last summer, but I think Quebec City will be next. And where else in Canada? Maybe Vancouver. I don't know, but that's about it. And where are we now? We are still just in front of the waterfront, as you can clearly see the water in front of me. And there's an ad for Crave TV on the ad. What are you drinking though? We are drinking a Great Lakes Canuck Pale Ale, and I'm drinking it kind of slowly, actually. I better hurry it up. There's a camera pen. Yeah, there's all kinds of... There's like cameras that go in sunglasses, but the problem is they suck. You need you need a good sensor and you need a good stabilizer. It's just, we're just nowhere near yet. All those like pinhole cameras are garbage and unusable. For me, for what I do, a pair of like sunglasses head or camera would be awesome, but then every little head movement, it's so jerky. There's nothing to like stabilize it or smooth it out. Like, we're not even close to that being watchable. Cool, yeah, if you're sitting on a roller coaster, it's kind of neat because you're just sitting there, right? But in terms of moving around in the world, if you want to get car sick, just walking man dude style like shaky camera, yeah, use your pen camera. Look at my Banksy on my back gate below Herrick on Mervish in Street View. You're serious, says so you did a fake Banksy, Richard? Calgary is beautiful to visit. Never been, but looks more like a summer place. Godwin's going to have Chipotle and milk tea tomorrow. Tara says, Teratopia says, the family that started Great Lakes grew up across the street from you. Super nice people. Well, I'm glad that my mom supported them. She bought me a bunch of beers over Christmas, and this is one of them. She says Midtown Toronto seems so... Well, when you say Midtown Toronto, where do you mean specifically? Midtown is huge. Do you mean Yonge and Eglinton? I mean, if the Rose and Crown were open, if Absolute Comedy were open, if all the places that are fun were open, it wouldn't seem so dull. Hello, Salazar from London, Ontario. Vivian Johnson, you're here. Kevin says he did a backseat. Ooh, look at that snow on the ground. I was on my way to freeze my butt off. What a cold stream I was on my way to do. Clayton says, feedback, Johnny, listen up. Go to the Toronto Spy Shop, and for $450, you get an actual uplink video recording chip tucked inside glasses. Yeah, you can get that stuff on Amazon too, Clayton. It's just too shaky. It's not watchable. Johnny, you need to visit the Rideau Canal in Ottawa this winter. Awesome skating. Thanks, Midnight Express. Probably won't be getting there, but we'll see. Chris B says, any plan to grow your Patreon with more exclusive videos? It's hard. It's hard to get around to doing that. I've been doing like one, sometimes two a month. And I'm not sure that that's what attracts people to Patreon or YouTube channel membership, but hopefully I can increase the output on that and start kicking out more just to say thanks to my members. I don't really push that stuff that hard. If people want to support, I'm not really much of a salesman. So if people want to support me, they know how, they know where, but I put a little reminder at the end of my videos and a little pop-up early in my videos, and I think that's enough. I don't want to be super pushy about it, but yeah, maybe that'll be a good value add. I'm not good at like the business side of things. I've certainly not optimized or maximized what I could be getting. I just kind of do what I like doing and it works. So I kind of turn a very willful blind eye in terms of getting as much out of things as I can. That girl has been running at streetcar pace, says Jess. Yeah, I have noticed that as well. Streets of Ontario says, what green screen do you use? I use a very green screen. It's a, there it is. It's green. It's one that, it's not the Elgato, but it's a knockoff of the Elgato. So it just sits on the floor and then you just pull it up and it stays up and then you can retract it back down. It's actually not wide enough because you can see my arm gets cut off. I like it. I just don't have a huge apartment. So it's not really a huge deal, right? Getting my arm cut off. And if I film a video, I can be more centered and I don't really have to worry about that stuff. Mark S says Cineplex is closed for 3 weeks. Well, I hope they open soon. I think just going out and doing normal things is really good for society in general, and it keeps people employed. So that's the side of the coin I am on. Open up the movie theaters. Connie says tomorrow's going to be really cold again, like minus 20. Well, I'm going to be somewhere that's going to be really cold. Johnny, do a ride video on the Porter bus and bring a bag with you so they think that you're traveling, but you're not. It says, yeah. There's an idea. Do they check? Do they just let you on the Porter bus? It's possible that those windows seem pretty tinted. I might not get a good view out of the bus. Like, I'm not going to ride transit and record other people or the inside of the transit. I want to get a window view like this. I think that's pretty much the only way I'll do transit. Marcus saw Spider-Man 2 times. If you had a fan blowing your hair, it would sell the idea that you are actually out there. Okay. Not sure what to make of that. Does the zoo even open in the winter? I think it normally does. Susan says, I think you got to show a ticket. I know that. I think people in Mississauga used to do. Mississauga has like a Chinese center. They call it the Chinatown, but it's really just a giant strip mall. And there used to be buses that would go from there to Niagara Falls, take you to the casino, and they were free. So a lot of people would just take those casino buses and not go to the casino and make a day out of it in Niagara Falls and then take the casino bus back. I mean, obviously, if the bus is just taking people to the casino, it makes sense. They're basically gonna get their money back for the bus, no problem. But people started abusing it and just getting on the bus and not going to the casino. And I think they had to change to like some kind of voucher system. But back in the 90s, I remember that was a thing, taking the casino bus from the Chinatown in Mississauga to Niagara Falls. I don't know if they still do that, but you used to see those buses going up and down the QEW all the time as well. Tom Bikes 416 says the Porter bus does not check. You use it as a quick way to get back to Union. I have a Metro Pass or Transit Pass. I don't think they call it that anymore. So to me, I can just take the streetcar right into Union as well. Same thing. More frequent. You should do a walk on the Beltline. I've done a few walks on the Beltline and some bike rides. Johnny should buy a PS5, says Justin. No, my computer can play whatever game I want, and I still don't do it, so we'll see. Teratopia says they have that casino bus at Kensington Market near Dundas and Spadina. Oh, good to know it still lives on. Godwin says he was one of those people abusing the casino bus. Have you thought of doing trails? I've done some, more like ravines and stuff. I've done the Yellow Creek. I should probably go back and do the Glen Stewart Ravine. That's one of my favorite walks, but not too much. Comment Lord says, does the booster hurt? I think all shots kind of hurt your arm a little bit, although my second shot didn't. The third shot hurt my arm for like a day and a half, and it made me feel like I had no energy for a day and a half, and then I felt fine. Richard Bishop says, please street view below Herrick, east side Mervish Lane. You saw someone look and tell this guy. All right, Richard, we'll take a look if I can find it. Godwin says $10 return to Niagara on the GO train now on the weekends. The next best thing. That is a good deal. Mervish Lane. Why am I not finding this? Even Google isn't finding it. You've even done snow sketching. It's a little different when a city employee is driving and unknowingly. Devin wants to do a Chicago train video, but you're working out how to afford the ticket and get Amtrak to allow you to record with your giant setup. Maybe switch to one of these guys just for that one particular video. Kevin would go on the streetcar with me and say, "Here's Johnny." And hello, we have 285 viewers, so about half of what we would have if I was outside walking around in the cold. Thanks for staying with me tonight, guys. After this, there's one more video coming up. It'll be a night walk video. So we're going to go down along Carlton and then Parliament Street up to Castle Frank. And that'll be that for the stream tonight. And like I said, I apologize for not doing these or doing too many live streams lately. I'll try to increase that. Hopefully the weather holds off and we get some better chances to do that. The Bentway? The Bentway is open. Johnny, did you consider taking the Go to Exhibition Place? No, I did not. That could have been an idea if the schedule worked out. But I already pay for the transit pass.
Next stop.
Ellie BHG is going to go. Have a good night. All right, Ellie BHG, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for modding. Have a good night. I'll see you Sunday night, maybe, on my Sunday night stumble stream. It's kind of just like this, but more fun. I don't know how else to describe it. Do a TTC video from Union to Pearson, then the Rocket. It's such a great, it is a great service, and that's a good idea. All right, Pete, good night. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a good night. Steven, used to take the Via train from Niagara when you were in college. It's an Amtrak train from New York in the evening. Oh, neat. I don't know, Justin. I don't know. Kevin forgot to take the kids to the Bentway. I walked by that on Tuesday in the live stream I recorded right after this, which looks like it's coming to an end, or this particular video. So we're going to fire up the last video in a minute. We are now at Exhibition Place, and this is a view south out of the side of the streetcar, and this has a very, very long streetcar turnaround. Midnight Express, have a good night. Take care. Have a good Friday night. Sleep well. Tomorrow afternoon, I've got to go to some other city. I haven't even researched where I'm going or plan to walk. I'm just pretty much going to go there. And we'll wing that one. I probably wing like a third of the walks I do, as in show up with no plans, no notes, and just do it. Oh, I realized I left the volume kind of low on this video. Oopsie doopsie. If Johnny travels abroad, you should do a flight review, including a meal review. Maybe. There's a lot of things I could do. I don't really know if I'm a review kind of person. There's a lot of work that goes into those kinds of videos. I kind of like just doing everything in one clean shot, but we'll see. Alex Gets Around Teos is wondering if I'm renting a car or taking Go Transit. Both of those are incorrect, Alex. Both of those are not happening. We need somebody to do a video on the 29 bus. I did a video on the old Sufferin' Dufferin' before, and I think Ken has as well. The 900 airport bus is fine. Yeah, they have airport buses from Kipling up to the airport. And then there's the one from Lawrence Station that goes to the airport, I think. It's probably more than that. Devin says, do they even serve food on flights anymore? They would have to if you're on like a 13-hour long-haul flight. Maybe this is a good excuse for the airlines to get cheap on domestic flights and not do it, but I am spoiled. Almost all the flights I take are international, so free booze, free food.
Next stop. Exhibition.
It's such a world of difference when you fly like a domestic flight and you get nickeled and dimed over everything. They're like, here's your nuts and your small little cup of Diet Pepsi. Enjoy. Then you go on an international flight and you're like, can I get a Heineken, please? And how about some real food? And they bring it to you. It's kind of nice. Rod Cook enjoying his beer. Cheers. Cheers. I am just about done my beer. Steven, I have done a number of Pearson Airport walks. I did one kind of recently when I went to New York, I think. That did well, views-wise. And Nico says, how much do you like transit? Not as much as RM Transit, but I like transit. There's should be more transit on this channel. But I am building a little bank of transit ride videos like this one. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but we might have a plan at some point. Chris says, I think airlines will happily charge you for any food you want. Godwin says, Diet Coke. They don't serve Pepsi on planes. Depends on the airline. Some of them do. Some of them do. I've definitely had my fill of Diet Pepsi on airlines. Diet Pepsi is superior to Diet Coke. You're a weirdo if you like Diet Coke over Diet Pepsi. Johnny should try a low-cost airline. The cheapest airline I ever flew was Vietjet, and I flew from like Phnom Penh in Cambodia to Bangkok for like $50. And I put my seat back, and the guy behind me like freaked out and wanted to beat me up because I didn't ask his permission if I could recline my seat. I'm like, dude, the reclining comes. We're not eating meals. I'm allowed to recline my seat. Like, go F yourself. Like, I looked. He wasn't a big dude. If someone's big, they're pregnant, they're tall, they're going to be uncomfortable if I lean back. I won't lean it back. But he was just like a skinny little guy. So, like, F you. I'm leaning my seat back. I'm allowed to do that. I paid for the seat. And he threw a tantrum, and the flight attendant had to tell him to shut the F up. So there's my story. I think I've told that story before, but that was on my $50 Vietjet flight from Cambodia to Thailand. Kevin says, oh man, Vietjet, lucky you landed in one piece. I've taken it all over, actually. It's kind of, I think I took a Vietjet flight from Bali to Thailand as well, and that was a pretty long flight. And that was it was only like $150. It's amazing how cheap it is to fly in some parts of the world. And here, you want to go that distance, it's like $600-700. Devin is more scared of airports than flying. AC is the worst. Porter is better. You know, Air Canada domestic is pretty awful. Air Canada International is pretty good. Like if you've ever flown like United International or any, Delta's pretty good internationally, but most of the American ones are awful. And I think Air Canada does that. They gear their international service, or they step it up, and then domestic, you get cranky flight attendants, you're stuffed in. It's just a world of difference between the two. Alex has never flown before, and he wants to. Ryanair, Spirit are the budget ones you've been on. Ryanair is kind of the king of Europe right now, right? Clayton says that guy was a dork. Okay, our video is done. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to start the next video, which is a night walk, and I'm going to go get myself a coffee. So we're going to leave the beer, although this looks red to me, but when I put it on camera, it is orange because I have played with the camera settings to a very big degree, apparently. That's all just to make the green screen work, though. Tara Evans once had a person who needed 2 seats sitting next to you. You were squashed. I thought they were supposed to pay for a second seat and take 2 seats when that happens. Like, it sucks, but you paid for your seat. As far as I see it, you pay for your seat. You're entitled to, if the armrest is first come, first serve, and you don't get it, tough luck. But everything else, you should not have people encroaching on your space during the flight. Unless it's someone you're really attracted to and they fall asleep on your shoulder. Then that should be your decision, right? Just kidding. But I'm going to go get myself a coffee. And I'm going to play the last video. So we're going to start by walking east on Carlton Street. Where's that video? And I filmed this last night. Godwin says use the WMD mug. No, we're going to use the Strides mug. We're going to use the Strides mug. Let me get the volume up on this one. All right. I'll be back. Yes, Singapore Airlines is great. My favorite is EVA, actually. It used to be Cathay Pacific, but not such a fan of where you have to fly to there anymore. But I'll be back. I'm making my coffee, but have a good night, Marie and Brad Palmer. And thanks for dropping in. And yes, I have the WMD mug. It's got some scuffs on it. But I will be drinking out of the Walking Man mug. Now my mic is floating around Toronto. All right, Jess SRH, enjoy building stuff in Minecraft. Are you sure you don't want to play Roblox instead? Imagine a chair rolling around the city trying to interview people, but it can't talk. I don't know what that was, Terratopia. I pulled it out of my cupboard. It was supposed to be clean. I have no idea why there was something on the mug. I like legitimately don't know. Godwin says, lol, WMD mug. That is a collector's item. Connie says, if I drink coffee now, I can't sleep and I'll stay awake tonight or all night. You know, it does nothing to me. I usually have a tea before bed. I'm probably going to have a tea after this. Lisa is here. The chatter formerly known as Lisa D. Welcome to the lazy Friday night stream. And we are now walking east on Carlton Street. I filmed this last night. I did not use my normal denoising process because that would have tied up my computer for like 7 hours. And I recorded this just for this live stream, so I kind of didn't get the best quality out of it, but it should still be good enough. I think it looks good enough. Marcus can't wait for the new Saints Row. Saints Row is basically like a GTA knockoff, right? So we're going to be walking east here to Parliament, and then we're going to be scooting north up to Castle Frank. And that'll be that. Godwin thought I was going to use the WMD mug. I'm just reading your messages. Yogi's still here. Johnny, what do you think the best universities in Ontario are after U of T? I have no idea. Apparently everything that's a college is now a university. So I don't know up from down or what's what, but I think they're all probably good. At the end of the day, I think employers, most of them don't really care as long as you have your degree. Lisa's on the phone, so typing will suck more than usual. How did you type those two back to back? I thought I had slow chat enabled. There's the Little B supermarket. Fun fact, one of my good friends lives in the building attached to the Little B supermarket, and he has a killer view of the skyline. Does turbulence annoy you? No. It's part of the flying experience. Lisa says it's on. That's a good question. Is slow chat on? If it's not on, people are just being exceptionally good on this stream. Customization. Slow mode. Yeah, it's on every 30 seconds. I don't know how you worked your way around that. But you did. Maybe channel members get accepted? I don't really know how that works. I do not know, but this is video 4 of 4 tonight. We had a couple of streetcar rides and a short walk, and now a longer walk, but it's not going to take too long here. Yeah, unfortunately, Patreon members, I guess, they don't get the little icon, and they don't get accepted from slow chat then. So there is a difference between channel members and Patreon members, but I don't know. I kind of just say they're both the same, pretty much. Crispy says, what motivates you to make videos? Well, it's kind of my job now, but I enjoy making them. I think I followed this helicopter for a very long time. I remember doing that, and there was a person standing right behind me, like, why is this guy filming the helicopter? Yeah, I think that was an orange chopper. It's probably going to St. Mike's. It looked like it was going in that direction. Godwin, I don't even think Air Canada comes close to the amount of hate that Bell and Rogers receive. But yeah, those are definitely probably the big three. Maybe TELUS would take the place of Air Canada just because nobody really seems to like them either. Boardwalk Brett says, Johnny, why did you switch from a beer to coffee? Well, I'm going to have to do some video editing after this. So, and I kind of want to plan a walk tomorrow. So, I don't know. I don't feel like getting that drunk tonight. Maybe, I actually rarely drink more than one, maybe two, whenever I do. And that's only a few times a week. And it's almost always on stream. So, don't get the wrong idea. I don't consume a whole lot. Maybe Sunday night we'll do too. Maybe we'll do some edibles as well. I don't know. I do those on my other channel. If you're wondering, Johnny Stumbles, we play some interactive games, hang out, surf the internet, check out other YouTube channels. It's a little more fun than this, but this is cool. I like making quiet videos, and this gives me a place to show them. He says in Niagara, I will be in a city, not Toronto, tomorrow. Devin says Johnny's got a secret room full of empties. I've got a kitchen full of empties. I need to take them out to recycling, but we'll see. Michael says Air Canada isn't an everyday thing like Bella Rogers. Yeah, that's probably true, and it doesn't affect as many people. Even if it were, well, I guess that's the definition of an everyday thing. Godwin, don't kid yourself. Telus is bad. They do the same price fixing game and play along with Bell and Rogers. They all are in cahoots with one another. They've also bought budget carriers out and destroyed them, the same as Bell and Rogers have. Games, when are you going to do them again? Well, we've been playing different games. City Guesser, a little GeoGuessr. I have not done the Jackbox games in a while. Maybe we'll bring them back. They tend to get invaded by trolls, though, which kind of sucks the fun out of it. Michael says, how are you getting to that city? In a thing with 4 rubber tires. I will not be driving, nor will I be paying. So I'm just going to take advantage of that opportunity. The real man, have a good night. That's true, Chris. That's true. But telecom is an oligopoly in Canada. Well, I thought I heard that Rogers wasn't allowed to proceed with taking over Freedom. They're allowed to own everything else that Shaw has, but not Freedom. If that is true, the CRTC actually did something that wasn't horrible. Devin, yeah, they did that with LTE as well. They do the same thing. We'll find out. I guess Monday will be the video, maybe. Maybe I won't even make the video. We'll see. Mo says, are you live or is this a replay? This is me live now. Hello, Mo. And the video you're watching is a replay of one that I recorded last night. But I recorded it just for this live stream. It's a lot of effort to make just to play it in the live stream, but I thought it was better than playing old videos. It gives us something a little more to look forward to, or at least it makes it a little more interesting for me. Plus, I don't mind walking. I pretty much have look at this car. Good job. I pretty much can just walk all I want. By the way, I love the Succession guy congratulated the head of Rogers on that ruthless power play he pulled. Which was that one of the actors from Succession? Which one? I'll have to look that up. Alex says Windsor is somewhat boring. Went there in August and filmed a video. Yeah, I think Windsor is good for about one video. Chris sounding like a shill. Why do people even have cable TV? Who are these people that have cable and satellite TV? They exist. Godwin says it's funny how he still does business with 2 companies he hates. I have a Rogers cell and I have a Rogers home internet, which I'll be switching to Bell very soon when my building goes full fiber, and a Rogers phone and a Bell phone. So I talk shit about them too, but here I am paying them every month. All right, Patrick, I'll have to look that up. Devin doesn't even own a TV tuner. Hey, you can get if your TV has a built-in tuner, you can get a lot of HD channels, specifically if you're in like a high-rise and have a good clear view. Oh, the actor Brian Cox has recorded a video message for Rogers Communications Chair Edward Rogers, congratulating him on his real-life succession following a months-long discussion on the leadership of the company. Apparently, the video was a joke and wasn't meant to be taken seriously. That makes sense. Patrick Burns. I think Rogers would give Comcast a very good run for its money in terms of being the slimiest, worst telecom. Be curious. I think they're pretty much equivalent with each other. I've never heard anyone say anything good about either company. Tim says you like Bell Fiber. I just need fiber. On my building, it says I can get Beanfield. But when I called them, they were like, oh, sorry, that is only commercial service available. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of a company. I run a streaming server. And they're like, no, a YouTuber is not a company. You can't get Beanfield. So we'll see. Cal is still hoping to bump into me one day downtown. Say hi if you do. Richard has Bell, Rogers, etc. You're stuck inside without all media. You could do Tech Savvy, which you're indirectly paying one of those two anyways. They're kind of, they have the last mile from them. And then you could just do Prime, Netflix, and skip out. Although I guess you would still probably want Crave at some point. That's interesting, yeah. Wind chill, minus 23. Well, it's minus 20 tonight, so it'll be just a little bit colder tomorrow. And now we're going north up Parliament Street. And I'll be heading on up to Bloor and then walking through some sketchy conditions as I make my way into Castle Frank. Oddman says, what's the max speed I can get in my building? 1,000 down and a whopping 32 up. The 32 up ain't so good. Susan says Beanfield makes it... Well, Beanfield's in a lot of condos downtown, but if you're away from that, it can be kind of difficult. All right, Yarrow Bumblefoot. Have a good night. Enjoy your name. Clayton Crawford. They meant more like enterprise and business. Like, my building is on the Beanfield grid, but they don't offer residential. And that's kind of what I need. Cityphone and Zoomer Wireless is owned by Rogers. Yeah, they're all owned by one of the big ones. If I ever decide on building a BTS team, if you want to apply, I don't even know what that is. Max speed is such a meaningless... Well, for when you're uploading, max speed is everything. Latency is important for other applications, but I buy the most expensive plan just so I can have the fastest upload. And I've switched from uploading 100,000K bitrate to my 4K 60 videos I upload at 68K, and my 4K 30 videos I upload at 48K. So I matched the YouTube recommendations in terms of their maximum, and I haven't noticed any decrease in quality, but I've been doing that just because I don't have the upload speed to send those giant files in a timely fashion, and I'm using the NVENC encoder in my RTX chip, so it goes pretty quick. Godwin has 300 up and down. If I had 300 up, that's all I would need. Streets of Ontario, which screen recorder are you using? Right now, I'm using, this is OBS. It's the same program pretty much most streamers use, or they use a program built upon OBS. Devin, oh, you don't have VP9 yet? It'll come. It'll come. It'll come at some point. 4K will look a little sweeter. Some of your chats are a little bit over my head. BTS behind the scenes of YouTube, editing, producing, recording. I've shared a lot of that stuff on the Johnny Stumbles channel. I might do an updated apartment tour on that one, actually. Just because I kind of have a completely new setup since I did the last tour. I've also got a whole bunch of new toys lying around the apartment. Speaking of which, I got a new toy in the mail. Should I open it? Let's see if I can open it. There we go. What did I get? I got a Samsung desktop microphone stand. Hurrah! So, what this will do is, if I do any videos where I don't need my keyboard, instead of having the microphone like coming in from the side on an arm, I'll be able to have it just kind of like right in front of me. So I bought this microphone stand. Ooh, it is really, really hefty. I was gonna do this later. And then Mercy says open it. I already opened it. So this is just gonna screw. I'm guessing this nut is gonna go in from the bottom. So like a nut here that doesn't want to come off, probably because I'm not doing it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But oh, I was going backwards apparently. What? Why can't I get this nut off? Because I think this piece is going to go on the bottom, and it's going to secure. I don't know how this works. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Either way, the microphone's going to sit on this like that. And then I'm going to be able to just keep that in front of me, and it'll let me do videos where the microphone isn't like shooting in front of me like this. For live streams and stuff, I'm still going to use this. I just want to have more options. John says you have to have a few more beers and the assembly will go very well. That is true of IKEA furniture as well. I've never built IKEA furniture and not had leftover parts that were completely unnecessary and useless, right? Steven says a heavy base is a good thing. It is indeed. And Estella's here. Hello. All the way from Noosa in Queensland. I thought it was Geelong, Estelle. I thought you were from Geelong. But welcome to a quieter than usual Friday night stream, but it's been fun. I'm going to give up on constructing this thing for now. Well, oh, is that how it goes? Interesting. Very interesting. It goes like this. Okay. So this screws into the base here, and then my microphone goes in here, and I guess this comes up. Or I guess my microphone comes down and this stops it. This is what keeps it in place. I don't know. I'll figure this out after the stream, but I want to leave the microphone on here while I'm still using it. But yeah, I've got my new microphone stand. Sweet. So sadly, we are coming towards the end of this walk. There's a look back towards Yorkville. Well, I'm looking at the wrong screen. I already looked back at Yorkville. I was thinking, like, should I go over the Bloor Viaduct? And I was like, nah, I kind of want to get home. Let's just go to Castle Frank. But the sidewalk is closed up ahead, so I had to do some sketchy tiptoeing around. Do they even give you an instruction book with this thing? No, no instruction book. They just assume you know what you're doing. They give you this. Why was this in the box? That was inside the box. How does that make any sense? 5-inch desktop microphone stand. Designed to hold any standard microphone for desktop placement. Weighted base for stability. Well, I'm glad I bought the Samson and not like a $5 one off AliExpress. Well, it was made in China anyways, but... G-Corb is here, joining late. You just got in. Aren't you ever joining late? We are pretty much done the stream, G-Corb, but welcome to a Friday night stream. Which part of downtown do you prefer to live? I think all of downtown is good. It's more about price, unfortunately, these days. That would be the limiting factor. As I enjoy this Balzac Keurig coffee in my Johnny Strides mug. Available on strideswag.com. Did I do that right? Is that how you're supposed to sell stuff? Vivian Johnson, that's it for you. That's it for me too. We are just about the end. I'll try to get a video prepped for 9 a.m. tomorrow, as usual. But have a good night, Vivian. Thank you for hanging out. It's been a pleasure. Godwin says the most exciting unboxing yet. What? A microphone stand? This thing is heavy. You do not want to get hit in the head with this thing. Yogi, why are you watching on a phone? Do you watch all the videos and streams on your phone? That's kind of a... Like, I watch everything on my, like, big-ass TV over there, or on my monitor. I think that's the way to do it these days. Phone's more of a TikTok watching kind of thing. But we are down here on the platform, so I think this is about it. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. We started with a streetcar ride on the 505 Dundas, then we did a Yonge and Davisville walk, and then we did a 509 Harborfront streetcar ride, and now we're doing a Carlton and Parliament Street night walk. Alex says he's never been to this station before. Sanjay, premiere tomorrow morning. Yes, hopefully 9 a.m. I had to redo the video I wanted to do tomorrow, so I don't know if that one's going to make it, but I'm aiming for one at 9 a.m. So have a good night, everyone. G-Corp here. Thank you to our mods, Estelle, Yogi, Sanjay, Action VJ, and all the other mods. I actually don't know if Action VJ was here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thank you to all the silent people who just watched and didn't chat. And there I am, and there we are. So I hope you guys have a very good weekend. Stay warm. Stay safe. Thank you, Nivea. And I will be live streaming Sunday night, usually sometime between 7 p.m. and 8:30. On my other channel, Johnny Stumbles. Head over there, subscribe, hit the bell, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to end this, though, so thank you for watching, guys. And... no, I'm not frozen. I was just faking it. Have a good night.